credits, he is getting the horse before the cart because he's wanting to make sure he's got his tax credits in line before he makes that investment. And it also falls in line with, the surrounding area. So it's not like he's putting a warehouse in the middle of a residential space. So I think he's trying to get his tax credits in line with respect to the program so that he can take that second step. Because if the tax credits aren't there, they're probably not going to see to it that the return on investment is there. So,
aren't we changing the rules of the game when we had it zoned to protect, I'm assuming, or to buffer the houses that are north of it, and I guess really on the east and west as well? And now we're changing the rules and saying, those people really aren't buffered by a road and other houses, single-family homes. We've changed the rules, right?
Well, it's important to clarify that we're not changing any rules.
By the one way, obviously, if we don't agree to the resolution, the rules aren't changed at all. He still has to do... This
doesn't change the rule in the least. They would still have to come before the Planning Commission and the Council for any changes.
Correct.
Let's hear what Mike has to say on that.
Mr. Mayor, Council Member, I'm not going to advocate for this project, but just to be clear on the rules really aren't changed until the rezoning is approved. And before I was trying to reference a zoning classification, what they would likely do is come back and apply for a zoning of RP3, which is Planned Garden Apartment District. At that time, they would have to follow the process just like anyone else would to apply for the zone change. And that would have to be heard by the Planning Commission. Planning Commission make a recommendation, and the findings would have to be made by the City Council in order to approve that zone change.
And that requires a public hearing, right?
Correct.
Yes.
So we could hear from the people, any concerns from the people in those houses at that time.
And the last time Mr. Rhodes was here, I actually went out later that same week and visited with some of the residents in that area, and it was just the opposite. They were happy to have, that community there. I think the worst case scenario that I heard about was, sirens from time to time coming into the facility, but other than that, there was, no crime. People walking their dog is kind of the thing that they're interested in. So I think it was conducive and a good fit to the surrounding neighborhood, to the southwest and southeast.
So Mayor, are you recommending that we approve this?
I'm recommending that the council proceed in the direction the council feels appropriate.
Well, I'm asking your opinion.
Well, my opinion?
Yes.
My opinion is that this development of Bethel Estates has been a very good development in our history, as indicated by Councilmember Gregorcic's comments and the neighbors in the area. We've had no issues regarding the maintenance and upkeep of the area, of which I'm aware from community development. Mr. Rhodes, as a developer and property owner of this development, has been compliant with every code that we have set forth. So I don't see a reason to be concerned.
What about the argument that residential never pays its way or pays for itself? You've said that many times. I've heard that many times.
No, I've never said it never
Green
pays for itself.
certainly
I said residential is more expensive to serve than commercial, which is true.
It doesn't.
So it taxes our resources at a greater rate than commercial. But I would also submit that proper planning requires that we place within areas compatible development, and given the location and what is in the area, that anything other than residential is probably not compatible there.
That's correct, but if residential doesn't pay for itself with single-family homes at market rates, which we know are 165.
This isn't single-family.
I know, it's not single-family, it's gonna
Multi's
be,
got a higher density, so it's probably a little more.
but it's gonna be
efficient to
based on,
serve. But I mean,
it's
we're
gonna
really
be
not.
based on revenue.
And let's get back to the real question. The question is, we are not rezoning or approving a planned development. We're being asked to support a resolution that, we're being asked to adopt a resolution that supports tax credits for construction of affordable apartments. And that's simply the question that's before us now, not whether or not that is a proper site for multifamily, single-family, or nothing.
But we're going down that path, and really.
No,
when
you're
you have-
going down that path.
When you
when
have
it's not on the
smaller and
agenda.
smaller and
Is there another
cheaper and
council
cheaper
member who, is there another council member who?
properties,
has a
you're
another
asking
council-
all the adjacent
Is there another
homeowners
council
to
member,
pay,
is there
to pay
another
for that. I
council
was
member?
talking
Mr.
first.
Podovich, I'm sorry, you have said plenty.
I
You've
have
had
not
your
finished.
questions answered, and you are now preaching. So I'm asking
No,
if there are other, I'm asking
I
if
don't,
there are
I
other
believe
council
Robert's
members.
Rules of Order
If there are
does
other
not
council
allow
members-
you to do that. I believe
If
the
there are other council
I will-
members that have a question regarding
I have not heard
this
anyone call for the
application.
question.
Is there another council member that has questions or comments regarding this application?
I move that we adopt resolution number 1842, supporting the
92.
application, I'm sorry?
92.
92, it's a good year, supporting the application for tax credits for the construction of affordable apartments at Bethel Estates of Gardner, Phase 3, located on the north side of Madison Street, approximately a quarter mile west of Center Street.
Second.
Phase 4.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Motion Gregorczyk, second Harrison, that council adopt resolution number 1892, supporting the application for tax credits for the construction of multifamily housing located at Bethel Estates of Gardner, Phase 4. Gregorczyk.
Wait a minute, I have one more question. That is Robert's Rules of Order. So if I opened up a community planning textbook at a graduate level school of some good reputation, would they say that this is a good planning concept to put these to start with residential houses and then change it to multifamily?
Mr. Mayor, Councilman, I don't know if a textbook would address this question specifically. Any textbook I've seen hasn't really addressed tax credit
No, but
allocations, but in this way, I think you'd see a number of opinions. Generally, the recent thinking in planning textbooks has been that it's better to mix uses rather than separate them.
But it still talks about buffering though, right?
It definitely talks about buffering. I think buffering is an issue. When the council, if the council is considering an application for a rezone, this particular zoning classification is likely to be requested, would require a site plan and require those types of details with it. And it would be conditional, the zone change would be conditional on that site plan, and that could address buffering at that time. Just to more fully answer your question, recent thinking, and when I say recent, I mean in the past 10 to 20 years, is that it's better to provide housing for a wide range of needs and to mix housing so you're not creating isolated enclaves of different types of housing at different income levels, just to answer your question.
Okay.
And obviously, there's a need for this, since there's a waiting list of 132 people.
There is a motion regarding resolution number 1892. Gregorczyk.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
Morrow.
Yes.
Frieden.
Yes.
Podovich.
No.
1892 passes. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
New business item number 5, consider passing ordinance number 2422, providing for the range of salaries and compensation of various officers and employees. Mary.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The item I bring before you is our salary ordinance. This is a pretty simple move. It's basically removing the city administrator from the salary ordinance, as that is a contract position. And since I'm bringing this back to you, I'm also asking to remove Section 2, which are the officers, mayor, council, city attorney, municipal judge, court prosecutor, and the assistant. Those positions, the administrator is addressed in a contract. Those positions will be